working for you.
Now at 6, a significant increase in COVID-19 cases here in Indiana. The numbers from the state you need to see.
Marion County reversing course, drastically increasing restrictions due to a sharp spike in coronavirus cases in the county.
His health, all of our health, comes first, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that he stays safe and healthy.
Parents tell us how they feel as many schools are either about to reopen or go into some form of virtual learning. Is enough being done to keep their kids safe?
Some Indiana casinos reopened a month ago and masks are already mandatory there. But one casino worker says that may not be enough to keep employees and customers safe. We'll show you why. Thank you for joining us on RTV6 News at 6. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First tonight, Marion County reversing course. Mayor Joe Hogsett announcing a slew of new restrictions because of a spike in COVID-19 cases. He says Indianapolis's positivity rate has jumped by nearly 50% in the last week. The mayor says without intervention now, all of the work we've done to slow the spread of coronavirus over the past 4 months will come undone. So, starting tomorrow, social gatherings won't be allowed to exceed 50 people. That includes weddings, banquets, club meetings, and any event where we come together to socialize. Indoor religious services can be held at 50% capacity. Outdoor services may continue without restriction. Bars and nightclubs that don't serve food must close until at least August 12th, including bar seating at restaurants. Indoor restaurant service may operate at 50% capacity. Outdoor seating remains preferred. Hair salons, spas, and tattoo parlors may operate by appointment only. Gyms and fitness centers may operate at 25% capacity. All in-person schooling is delayed until August 5th. However, virtual learning can begin right away. And Mayor Hogsett is also announcing a stricter mask mandate.
Masks are still mandatory, doubly so after the governor's order. Aside from the list of exceptions provided in today's order, masks must be worn, nose and mouth must be covered whenever we are around each other in public, indoors or outdoors.
Again, all of this goes into effect tomorrow.
Indiana experiencing one of its highest single-day totals of COVID-19 cases. Today, the State Department of Health reports 954 new cases of COVID-19. That is nearly 200 more new cases than yesterday. It's worth noting the state also reports it performed more than 12,000 new COVID-19 tests, which is about 2,400 more tests than it reported yesterday. It is unclear if that's a factor in the increase of cases. In total, so far, 59,602 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. The Department of Health also confirmed 17 new COVID-19 deaths. Since the pandemic began, 2,683 people in Indiana have died from the coronavirus.
As we mentioned moments ago, the Marion County Health Department, along with Mayor Hogsett, announced today schools in the county will not be able to start in-person classes until August 5th due to a rise in cases. Well, this as the state leaders are laying out plans for schools to reopen. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is talking with parents about their ongoing concerns and the questions they have tonight.
We are hearing from two mothers who have children in Wayne Township schools. One of those mothers says her son's doctor has actually advised her not to send her two kids back to class. Meanwhile, the other mother is preparing to send her two girls back. We talked to her about the plans in place to keep her kids safe.
It's sad that he's not going to be able to start middle school the way that, we would like to, but you got to roll with the punches.
Shannon Singerman's son, Caden, has a lung condition. Because of that, both of her children that attend Wayne Township schools will do e-learning this school year.
His health, all of our health, comes first, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that he stays safe and healthy.
Meanwhile, other parents in the district are choosing to send their children back to the classroom.
I'm not really wanting to, but they said, Mom, we're not doing very well in e-learning.
The state's guidance for schools includes younger students staying in small groups and seating older students alphabetically to help with contact tracing if there is a positive case.
7th and 8th grade and 9th grade or even higher, they're constantly switching around, seeing different teachers. that's my uneasy point about that. I don't know how they're going to actually fulfill them being in small groups.
The district superintendent, Dr. Jeff Butts, says the Marion County Health Department is asking them to come up with a plan to reduce capacity in school buildings. He says it is difficult to keep high school and middle school students in small groups, but seating charts will help.
We know that there is research out there that says if a seating chart is alphabetical in the same way in each classroom, for instance, front left corner starts with A and you work your way down the row to the next row, etc., that there's a 24% reduction in the number of contacts that a student would have during the day.
According to state guidelines, if a student does test positive, the school will identify who spent more than 15 minutes within 6 feet of the person for the 48 hours prior to symptoms or a positive test. All of the students identified will be required to quarantine for 14 days. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
The state guidance states that if one student in a pod tests positive, that pod will need to quarantine. If there are 2 cases in the classroom, the entire class would be required to quarantine.
And don't forget, beginning Monday, a statewide mask mandate will be in effect. The mask order will apply to anyone 8 years old and up in public indoor spaces, on public transit, outside when it is not possible to be socially distant, and in schools. Not wearing a mask will be a Class B misdemeanor. But Governor Eric Holcomb said the mask police won't be patrolling the streets.
They're like, well, you just gotta say something. If they don't comply, oh well, basically.
Some people are not sure that a mask mandate alone will make a difference in slowing the spread of the coronavirus. RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains why casino workers want better enforcement now.
The fear that I might get COVID or that they'll infect everybody else.
For about a month now, employees and guests at Indiana Grand Racing and Casino in Shelbyville have been required to wear masks inside. But Donna Billman, who works as a slot technician, says no one is really enforcing that, and many are not complying.
If you say something to them, they're immediately like, I'm drinking, or I'm smoking, or I'm going to get me something to eat.
The casino's policy is if you are actively drinking, eating, or smoking, you don't have to have your mask on, but otherwise you do.
I don't feel protected at all. You go by them once and you say something, and then you come back by 20 minutes later and they're still without a mask.
Today, the Unite Here Local 23 union delivered a petition signed by 200 casino employees across the state to managers, demanding for better enforcement of the company's mask policy, plus affordable health care. 87% of employees reported coming to work sick in a survey because they couldn't afford to miss work. It's something Billman relates to, having been on disability for several months following a surgery last year.
Someone does get COVID, then they're going to be screwed, basically. I mean, if my bill for just surgery was that much, I can't imagine somebody who's going to have to be on a ventilator or, in the hospital and ICU.
Though Governor Holcomb's executive order mandating mask wearing statewide starts Monday, Billman says based on what she's seeing at work, that won't make much of a difference.
They're standing in groups without wearing their masks, holding their drinks, and I just don't see that it's going to change.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And we will stay on top of this story and let you know if any changes are made.
There's going to be a lot more deaths if they don't open it back up.
A push tonight from the community to reopen the Reuben Engagement Center. It was a place that people experiencing homelessness and drug or alcohol intoxication could go to safely detox and then connect with long-term resources. It closed in April due to the pandemic, and right now the future is unknown. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum spoke with some who explain why they think it's so important.
The door is locked and the sign says closed until further notice. It's been more than 3 months now since people experiencing homelessness and drug addiction have been able to use this resource. It serves as an alternative to jail, helping people safely detox and then connecting them with more long-term housing and recovery resources. Right now, there's nothing else like it downtown. An online petition to reopen it currently has more than 3,600 signatures. One of them, this woman. She credits the Reuben Engagement Center with saving her life and setting her on a path to get where she is today.
I was really grateful for that place because I got a safe medical detox until they released me. I didn't have to go through all that pain. And then they gave me places to go when I left.
She says they connected her with the Dove House where she overcame addiction.
I lost my children because of my addiction, and today I have them back. I closed my DCS case last year, and my children came home, and that's where they are now. And I've held a job for over 2 years.
She says recovery is possible, but not without places like this. She's hoping the city reopens it soon. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
City leaders say they will provide an update on the future of the center on Monday.
Well, unemployment claims has significantly decreased in Indiana over the past week, and today the Department of Labor announced more than 17,900 Hoosiers filed first-time unemployment claims for the week ending July 18th, which was last week. That's more than 10,000 fewer unemployment claims filed the week before that. Now, since these layoffs began in March, more than 900,000 people in Indiana have applied for unemployment. For perspective, in all of 2019, 190,983 people filed for unemployment. And there are jobs available right now. You can learn more about them and apply on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page and on the job board at hiringhoosiers.com. RTV6 is also teaming up with the Indiana Black Expo to bring you the virtual Hiring Hoosiers Employment Opportunity Fair. It is 1 week from today, next Thursday, July 30th, from noon until 4 p.m. Quality employers are coming together to help you take the next steps in your career. Immediate job openings are available. To get connected, visit indianablackexpo.com.
A local organization is helping to expanding to help more people, rather. We'll show you how they're trying to help the community rebound from the pandemic.
And I'm Dave First. Baseball's wait is over, namely for Brownsburg's Tucker Barnhart. The 2017 Gold Glove winner has approached this new look season in the Sports Extra Spotlight.
And no curveballs from the weather office. Rain is leaving the state. We'll concentrate on what's arriving next.
The Rebound Indiana is showing you how groups are stepping up to help Hoosier families in need during the pandemic.
And for families in Johnson County, one place they can turn to for food assistance and support is called the Refuge. That organization has had 4 locations since it was first established.
And as Lauren Casey shows us, just this past week, they moved into a new space they designed to better meet the needs of families in their community.
I want to help. I want to hop in there.
Sherry Miller's bubbly spirit and servant's heart is contagious.
Well, for me, it's been incredibly refreshing. I got to see so much generosity from individuals and organizations and food drives in our community, just wanting to help, the tears of gratitude. And so to be that middleman, which is, for me, very refreshing in a time where there's a lot of hard news.
The Greenwood esthetician found herself temporarily without a job when COVID-19 struck, but she didn't let that setback slow her down.
But then in March, when I lost my job temporarily, I saw just from following their Facebook page that they needed volunteers. And so I was like, this is perfect. I can fill all my time that I suddenly found myself with.
So she started volunteering at the Refuge, a faith-based community outreach center that's supported by local churches, organizations, businesses, and individuals. A collaborative effort to pool resources together to best serve those in need.
So the idea was we didn't want to ever be just a handout. We wanted to be more intentional and really build a relationship with the families that were in need.
Carrie Carmichael is the executive director. She says while their procedures have had to change due to COVID-19, they now utilize a drive-through method for food distribution. Their mission remains the same.
We've been able to stay and do the exact same thing that we've done before with providing food and resources and diapers and household items. And we always want to touch on their physical needs, but their spiritual needs, their emotional needs, and just be able to to build that rapport with them over time.
And then a close relationship can help get to the root of why they're in need in the first place.
Even at the heart of I need prayer. I need someone that cares enough about me to sit down and kind of go through the situations.
For Sherry, an interaction with a mother of 5 kids hit close to home.
She was a mom of 5, and I was one of 6, and she really just wasn't sure where the next meal would come from.
Sherry's father died in an accident when she was young, leaving her own mom with 6 kids under the age of 11 to provide for.
And I don't know how she heard about the Refuge, but it was her first time there. And she was just so grateful, just tears. And I know what that was like as a little kid, and just wishing that our family had known about something like the Refuge.
And with the uncertainty of the pandemic, they want the community to know that they are here to help.
Our goal is to help people out of poverty or to walk with them through it. So if someone is in a situation and they're on disability, or they'll never be able to work again, we're here for the long haul for them.
Working for you, Lauren Casey, RTV6.
And the Refuge new location is 1150 South Park Drive in Greenwood. That's near the Sam's Club store. For more info on services they provide, how they are keeping volunteers and clients safe during the pandemic, and ways to volunteer or donate, visit our website at theindychannel.com/rebound. Kevin.
Amanda, let me take you to Shelbyville, Shelby County. These are what we call VFR conditions. Visual flight rules, visibility about 10 miles, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds around, and those will fade away this evening. Back on the ground, you're good to mow. Not just this evening, but the next several days. So things have started to grow once again because of our recent rain. So you may hear the roar of the lawnmower in your neighborhood today or through the weekend because our rain chances remain low. Going, almost gone. Leaving the RTV6 viewing area, certainly the showers pushing through Versailles, North Vernon. They've already rolled through Batesville. They're headed to Cincinnati, the rest of central Indiana. Dry and will stay that way. And perhaps you've started to notice the difference as the humidity is starting to fall. It's not dramatic. It won't be that dramatic, but any relief in the humidity department is welcome, and we will get that. Temperatures slide into the 60s tonight, the first of 3 nights in a row where overnight low temperatures will be in the 60s. It's 77 in Gary because Lake Michigan, water temperature is a lot cooler, obviously. The wind is coming out of the northwest, so they get the benefit there. 84 in Indy, 87 in Evansville. Temperatures tonight, they'll drop into the 60s and return to the mid-80s tomorrow. In the morning, we may see some very light, patchy fog, not going to be a widespread problem. I just point that out. We'll call it dry and comfortable for the morning drive. As far as the humidity level, it's still going to be humid, just not at the top of the scale. Our humidity backs off a little bit from the dew points at 70 degrees, and we get those back into the low to mid 60s. Friday and Saturday dry. Sunday, the chance for rain is very low, which means your opportunity to get out on Sunday is great. You should be good to go with your outdoor activities. Monday, a different story. Those thunderstorms Monday will open the door to cooler temperatures, and for an extended period of time beyond the 7-day forecast, indications are temperatures will remain below average, but average is 85. The clouds that you see now looking to the west will disappear tonight as skies go mostly clear. 7-day planner over the next 7 days. We're dry until Monday. That's when thunderstorms return to central Indiana. Temperatures after that cool off in the lower 80s, a little break from the humidity. Temperatures back into the 60s for overnight lows as well. That is a good stretch on the way.
Well, pro sports are slowly coming back. The Pacers with a scrimmage today in Orlando, and Major League Baseball starts tonight.
And Amanda, the Reds host their season opener tomorrow against Detroit. It's all without fans, but Brownsburg's Tucker Barnhart hopes it's worth the wait. Sports director Dave First with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
Brownsburg's Tucker Barnhart is back in the ballpark, where workouts have some of the sights and some of the sounds. It's getting used to the lack of fans beginning on opening day, which will take some time to get used to.
It's going to be odd, first and foremost. I think any opening day in any city is going to be considerably different. But here in Cincinnati, with it being so special and I mean, the city kind of shuts down, you know, so and there's fans everywhere. There's a block party right outside the stadium, and for that not to be able to happen, it's sad, really.
But at least baseball's happening for Tuck in the Red. Before there were home runs in practice, he spent the shutdown wait back in central Indiana, from hosting Takeout Thursdays, where he left gift cards at various restaurants for those who could use it, to spending precious time with his family.
Today we actually have some professional baseball players out here, what most people don't know.
Westfield Mayor Andy Cook welcomed Tuck as he hosted a spontaneous workout at Grand Park. Yes, physical distancing was a must. But finally, word that baseball was back, and so was Tucker. With a negative COVID-19 test, play ball, baby. It's an attitude that's been contagious for manager David Bell.
The attitude of the people in our clubhouse has been remarkable. They've taken it upon themselves to really have a great attitude. There's not complaining, there's not negativity. And that's been the key.
So the grass is mowed, the mound's groomed, the chalk is down, and Tucker set to bat from his preferred left side of the plate.
For me personally, I feel very good. I feel very comfortable at the plate, and just looking forward to getting the real things going, real games going.
And here's Tucker Barnhart with
It all begins tomorrow. The fan noise might be pumped in, and so is the push for a championship here.
It's going to definitely be weird. The piped-in crowd noise has been an adjustment. But I think, like I said, I think we're all looking forward to playing another team other than ourselves.
60 games, and for many, not a moment too soon. Dave First, RTV6 Sports.
Enjoy it. We'll end the work week with probably the best day of the week. Lower humidity, lots of sunshine, and 85 for the high. Amanda?
And we're looking at exactly what Kevin was talking about. It's beautiful outside. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. We'll see you at 7.